Recording. Okay. I have your special drink for you. So purple grape crush. I hope that works.
It is the only kind of grape crush.
Okay, so I don't drink pop ever. Does pop make you burp?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's chug some pop right now and then do our best burps.
Okay, hold on. Oh shit, somebody dropped
That was terrible. Oh my God. Welcome to A Great Depression, a podcast
I forced it too much.
from every mall rat, Jansport backpack, emo kid struggling with the boredoms of everyday adult life. My former best friend club, Greg Scelp, is here.
Hello.
Hit the music. We are broadcasting today from the Union Fitness Studios. Union Fitness is more than a traditional gym. It's a place where you can transform yourself inside and out based around a variety of classes like yoga, strength, performance, training. Union Fitness, they believe, is their duty to hold themselves and their clients to a higher standard. They practice what they preach and uphold the values that make Union Fitness the community it is. Go to unionfitness.com today. Sign up for a consultation. Through Union, there is strength. Greg Scelp,
Yes.
how dare you?
How dare I?
How could you?
What?
Formerly of the Best Friends Club, formerly I thought we were very close, and now you're fucking engaged.
You moved.
Yeah.
You moved, and I didn't even know that.
You know what? I think you're. I think what you're saying probably has merit, but I don't care. I'm upset. Who is this mystery woman?
Her name's Madison,
Uh-huh.
and she's wonderful.
Well, that's awesome.
And yeah, she knows about anxiety and shit, depression. So
Yeah.
it's real cool.
Welcome to A Great Depression.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly. Right
Well,
up my alley.
That's really cool. I had to start confrontationally.
I understand.
I
I had
mean-
to throw one right back at you.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, the only way that I saw that you were doing well and you've moved on is because I see these like passive aggressive, oh man, it's so great living in the suburbs kind of posts, and it's like, wow, look at my record player and all this open floor plan that I have, and plants in a big living room window. So
I
like-
have it all.
it's like seeing an ex-girlfriend doing really well and
Is
you're
it?
doing really bad.
Is it?
It is.
Is it? Does it help you to know that I cry at night thinking about living in the city again?
I mean, I cry at night thinking about living in Northside again,
Yeah.
but
Where are you living now?
Garfield.
It's still the city.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's still the city.
SPAC Bros.
Yeah, right there. I'm like 2 blocks away.
That's cool.
Super artsy and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so,
Mr.
yeah.
Robot.
Yeah, right in my backyard.
AGD Radio is going to come out the same week that this comes out. You come out on Monday. It comes out on Tuesday.
Tight.
And I tell a story about how I saw Serengeti at Mr. Robot, and his backing tracks weren't working.
Yeah.
So he just did the entire set a cappella.
That's crazy.
Like a rapper doing a set a cappella is the most. It does not make sense.
I could not imagine.
No,
I could not
it
imagine.
doesn't make any sense. But he killed it. So much so that Anastasia and I were like, we'd like to purchase some albums to hear it with the music.
I will fill your gas tank, sir.
Mhm.
I will get you to the next destination, which was probably like Slippery Rock or IUP.
I can't remember. I do remember because he was with Yanni Wolf of Y.
Okay.
And I remember Yanni being like, hey, we're doing this show for free. So all the money we make tonight is in merch, and that is also what's paying for us to eat tonight and go to the next town. Whether or not that was true, I have no idea.
It's a good guilt trip.
Fucking brilliant.
It's a really good guilt trip.
Fucking brilliant. And
Yeah.
now we have a poster on our wall of Yanni Wolf and a couple of Serengeti CDs.
Do you think about what they ate for dinner every time you look at it?
Uh,
What do you think they had? What do you think their meal of choice was?
So it's East Liberty. Mr. Robot is right across from SPAC.
Yeah.
So my guess is probably SPAC.
You think?
I mean, it's right there.
How long ago was it?
Oh, man. Shut up, phone. It was... I was still at Mind Over Media. I was an intern still.
Wow.
Yeah, so 2013 or 14.
Oh, so they had a lot of options around there.
Actually, I'd say 2014. So probably not a lot of options.
Man.
Before the
Wow.
gentrification.
Before they redid Penn.
Yeah.
That's a good like place marker in history.
Right.
Like, if you were like pre-Penn, then yeah, you can say that you have like a little bit of clout or something. It's like I remember when. Or if you want to talk about not before they changed the K2. So the market that was right there on the corner of South Millville, it is now the In-N-Out shop or In-N-Out market or something. But it was the K2 and they sold stolen electronics there.
Nice.
And they had really great deals on laptops. Everybody shop at your
Son of a
local
bitch.
K2.
Yeah, I think that's really kind of like Lawrenceville is when the teddy bear repair shop left.
Or the leather store.
Well, that was even before.
Yes, they made great belts. They made raw leather
great belts and great gimp suits and choke balls and all sorts of shit.
All of the things, assless chaps and everything.
And you remember you had to hit the buzzer to be let in. You couldn't just walk in.
Yeah,
which was.
It's just like an exclusive VIP club is really all it was.
Yeah, I think that was.
You got to do the same thing whenever you go to like Christian Dior in New York. You know, you got to ring the buzzer. They don't just let anybody in. So yes, I'm comparing the leather store.
That's awesome.
In Old Lawrenceville to some high-end retailer in New York.
I feel that way.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
It was a great place.
I did not plan on getting into this, but I think it's definitely a cool topic for both of us to talk about because we are so strongly tethered to this city and the neighborhoods, and we have our favorite things in every neighborhood.
Absolutely.
I think my sign of getting out of Lawrenceville was when it turned into mini Southside.
Yeah, I mean, it's been heading that way for a while. And it sucks to see that it's gone the way that it has. I mean, it was so weird the first time that I saw lines down the block for Belvedere's, and once they reopened after the fire, I was just
don't they know what the fuck Belvedere's is?
Dude, if they had any idea like how many cigarettes I chain smoked in there and just how much of a mess I was out on that dance floor, oh god. That best. And then I'd probably say the beginning of it, the original, so it's relocated a little bit. The original Southside Embassy was Industry. So when Industry came over, that's where you had like the bros and like
Southside Embassy.
Yeah, the bros.
The Embassy Suite Southside.
Yeah, exactly. So that's where you had your
son of a bitch. That's incredible.
You had your, your explorers, your, the people that were very
I just say that
able to get out there.
I just think it was the Fox Chapel bros that didn't want to drive across two bridges.
Yeah, that could be it too. Their parents finally said they can go out and play in Lawrenceville.
Right. They're like, what's in Lawrenceville? There's a teddy bear shop and a leather shop.
Yeah.
What could go wrong?
Yeah, now it's it's bad. They have those giant whatever those monstrosities are across from the Shop and Save.
Oh yeah, those bougie ass fucking condos.
Yeah, those things are god awful. Those are terrible. But you know what? That fits the area, I guess.
Does now
the modern the modern architecture that they have there. That's great. There's, I guess, some sort of like cohesive idea to the neighborhoods. It's like, cool. I'm gonna paint my brick a funny color. Let's do a funny color, and we'll make a really loud door. And you can't forget the gentrification house numbers. There is one kind of house number that is on every gentrified house.
What's that?
They're rather thin. They're sans serif.
I understand what you're saying
they're
now.
More tall. Okay. Yeah, and they're usually like a dark gray or black metal.
The number 7.
No.
Was in every gentrified house or something like that.
What is that, like a mark on the door?
Yeah.
Like to let you know like you're safe.
Yeah. Hey, you can stay here. You pay $100,000 a year.
Yes.
I had a friend tell me recently that they knew Lawrenceville was in trouble when the gays left.
Yeah.
And I've never felt that to my core, but now, like, when I was driving down Lawrenceville with like the big truck packed up with all the shit, and I'm driving and I'm looking and I'm like, all these people look like they fell out of a Gap ad. Like, where's the people who are so androgynous couldn't even take a stab at what they maybe were at the beginning?
Well, there's that, and then also you have a big sign of it. I mean, think back to 2013 or 14, and even prior to that. I mean, you had a huge artist movement there, and you had a lot of people from the artist community that were going there to either doing projects or going to do living there. They were doing like residency, like this and that. And yeah, Art All Night. The building that they had Art All Night in is not even there anymore. I don't know if that's Giant Eagle's headquarters, and it's some sort of bougie shopping center, or it was supposed to be before COVID, but and they have apartments, and it's just it's crazy to see just how much of that changed. And then the second location that they moved Art All Night to, they got rid of that, and now that's going to be apartments. And the time that I knew that my time was up in Lawrenceville was whenever I was taking a walk down behind Spirit. And yeah, I mean, I was there for the trendy times and stuff like that. I mean, there, a lot of people were. And I knew I was taking a walk down a back street. It's one off of Butler, behind the Sunoco. I can't think of which street it is. And
the one Stinky's is on.
Yes. So if you walk down towards Stinky's, maybe a little bit past it, where you're standing in the middle of the street, you could see downtown. You could see PPG. You could see the Highmark building.
I know it well.
And that was my favorite thing, to like walk on that street and be able to see those. So whenever they tore down the building that was originally the place for Art All Night, they started to build those condos or apartments or whatever, and it completely blocked that. You cannot see downtown from there. And that was just like one of those little, like, this is a great neighborhood kind of thing. Like, it was just like little stuff like that made me feel like it was just charming, I guess,
That's Pining for Lawrenceville, a segment of A Great Depression.
Yes. Waxing poetic by me.
As long as Wildcard, Roundabout, Cafe de Mora, and Espresso Amano don't move, it'll be okay.
Yeah.
Those
there
like
are
my
some things
four
that
pillars,
I like.
I think.
I did like Tender when it was there. It was like super bougie and like it was great, but I will say that I do enjoy Condado just because I'm a sucker for like garbage.
Who isn't a sucker for
food.
A garbage taco?
Yeah. I mean, they have all the things that I like. So I'm telling you, their barbecue jackfruit, chef's kiss.
So what's up with Greenfield or Garfield?
Garfield it's still doing its thing. It's I like it. I like it a lot. It's not north side for me. That's always going to hold a special place just because of, architecture and, the historic aspect and this and that and, the whole 9 yards.
Walking to baseball games.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. You know what? The times that I lived in Northside, I've never gotten to walk to a baseball game.
What the fuck? How did you pull that off?
The first time was I lived there right after baseball season was over in Pittsburgh until right before baseball season started. And then we had this lovely pandemic, which canceled a whole season.
Shit.
So yeah, I have not been able to walk from my house to a baseball game either of the times I've lived there.
That blows.
It was awful because that's one of the main draws for me. I mean, it's great. The stadium's right there.
Yeah. And,
I get to go do the things that I like to do the most. I can walk, or I can ride my bike, or I can, and I didn't get to do I don't want to say the main thing, but it probably was the main thing or one of the main things that brought me to Northside. And it's just, so you asked me about Garfield.
Well, hang on. So it was Marty's birthday in May, end of May.
Happy birthday, Marty.
And we
Am
took
I too
her.
close? Am I too
No,
loud?
you're fine.
Okay.
You're great, actually. The AGD audience thanks you for using a microphone properly.
Nice.
We took Marty to the baseball game, and it was the opening series of the season at home in Pittsburgh between Cubs and Pirates, and we weren't there together for probably the first time in 5 years.
Wow.
And that's when I literally texted you from my seat. Like,
I didn't get to go ... with my mom
I miss you.
to opening day for the first time in well, this year. I don't count last year.
No.
Last
you
year doesn't
couldn't have
count.
gone if you wanted to.
Yeah, the championship doesn't count either, but we're not gonna go there. I don't.
It definitely counts for the fucking Dodgers.
The Dodgers didn't win anything. I know I have a Dodgers hat on right now, but
I almost wore mine just to fuck with you.
yeah.
I was going to wear my Greg Scelp outfit.
I can't wear a Pirates hat anymore.
No.
Right now, they're just. Ugh.
You could wear though.
No, I would never.
That
I would
scripted font jersey.
Oh, I thought you were going to tell me
Pittsburgh.
I thought you were going to tell me to wear a Cubs.
No.
Okay.
No. I'm wearing the full get up today to fuck with you.
Yeah,
the best team in baseball.
I knew it soon as I walked in. I knew it.
Anyway, Garfield.
Yes.
Not Friendship.
No, not so.
Not East Liberty. Not Bloomfield.
No, it's the only one that exists on the other side of Penn.
Oh.
Garfield is on the side of Penn that SPAC is on.
Yeah.
You cross the street, you either go into Bloomfield, Friendship, and I mean eventually East Liberty is like down the way,
right.
like once you get past there.
And by down the way, it's like a block.
Yeah.
Like it's not that far.
Yeah, I mean I could walk to Target in 5 minutes, which is I guess like a gentrification thing, but whatever. Yeah, no, it's great. They're starting to do art all night again. That's gonna be awesome. I missed the one that they had this month. I just had other things.
Or art at night. Isn't that what it is?
I'm sorry, not art all night.
What I know what you're talking about. It's like First Fridays or something like that.
Yeah, First Friday. Yeah, so they started doing that again, and it was cool to see people out, but also it gave me severe anxiety because I was like, "Oh, this is a lot of people.
This is a lot of people.
I haven't seen this many." But then I went to a Pirates game and I'm fine. So
yeah, understandable.
Yeah,
it bothers you till it's the thing that you desperately wanted to do, and then you're like, I'll suck it up and deal with it.
And here's the funny thing is like if I was in some sort of coma or vegetative state for 2 years and I came back out and I was completely fine, and I was like, man, I want to go to a baseball game, and you took me to a baseball game and it was a Pirates game, I wouldn't have known that there was a pandemic for a year and a half, 2 years. Well, I mean it's still ongoing, but like the crushing portion of it where everything ground to a halt. I never would have known. There was it was a regular mid-season Pirates game.
Mid-season Pirates game with like 1,000 people there.
I was going to say meaning nobody is in the stands.
Meaning nobody is there. You can literally so we went and I accidentally put us in the wrong seats, which I seem to do a lot. And then someone's like, "Hey, those aren't your seats." And the guy was like, had his kids and stuff, and we're like in the middle of the aisle. And he's like, "Where are you supposed to sit?" We're like, "Right there." And he's like, "Okay, we'll sit here."
Yeah, I never understand when people get so bent about shit like that. It's just like, you look around. This morning, somebody said to me, they came up to me and they were like, "Hey, did it rain here?" And I'm looking around and the ground is very wet and saturated. And it's like, it fucking looks like it rained, dude. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, it did. The ground's not just sweating. Yeah, sorry.
What did that have to do with the seats?
Just people doing asking ridiculous questions and doing ridiculous things. Maybe it didn't have anything to do. I'm still holding on to that one from this morning. I haven't let it go.
Oh, okay, I understand.
I guess.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, fuck that dude.
It rained, idiot. Look, the ground's wet.
Yeah, he was. But yeah, so the people that try and tell you to get in the right seats when there's literally nobody else in the entire fucking row, section, whatever. And what does it matter?
Yeah.
It does not matter.
Yeah. I mowed grass as an adult for the first time today.
How was that? You got a yard?
I have a yard.
What?
I have 2 yards. I have a front and a backyard.
Congratulations.
It's kind of like...
So nice you mowed them twice. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But as I'm mowing, I'm hearing my dad in the back of my head. "Miss a spot. Do it again. Da-da-da." And I'm like, huh.
See...
What unpacked thing did mowing grass unlock?
Yeah, the vibration of the handles just kind of shook you to the core, and you were like,
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, and then next thing you know, you're just crying on the couch.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been there. I was always super meticulous with mowing the grass, though. I will say that was the one thing I hated doing it, but whenever I did it, I took a solid hour and a half to mow the tiniest, smallest yard that you will ever see in front of a house. It couldn't have been bigger than the room that we're in. And I would mow, sometimes I would mow vertical lines, and sometimes I would mow diagonal lines, and sometimes I would try and do like the weird fucking thing that you draw on the notebook paper when you're bored in math class. Like I would do that. And my mom would never understand. She's like, what takes you so long to do this? And I'm like, I don't know.
Well,
creative outlet, maybe.
I'm letting you know that I'm now on track for our retirement goal of being the groundskeepers at PNC Park.
Dude, I would love to do that. I went on a tour there once. I didn't have anything else to do, and they were bringing people in, and it was like super cheap, dirt cheap. And so I was walking past, went in for the tour, went around, did the whole thing. They take us down on the field, and they point to this door out in right field. They're like, "Do you know what that is?" And I was like, no. Well, everybody was like, no, what is that? They're like, that's where the groundskeeper stays during the season. So he lives in there, and he just comes out here and takes care of, the field, maintains the turf and everything. And immediately my first thought was, holy shit, I can come out of there butt naked with coffee. Nobody would see me. And I can just stand there in like that, triumphant dad pose where it's just like, you look really proud of the grass that you just mowed, and it's like, God damn, I put some good lines in there.
Look at that. Peas edges are so good.
That gothic font looks really good.
But I mean, that's we talked about this. This was our dream retirement goal, and we just play shitty pop punk records in there all summer.
That would be incredible. There would be so many people who would be walking past and be like, what is that noise?
Yeah.
It's emotion.
It's emotion. It's emo music.
It's the early 2000s.
Face down, please, again and again and again.
Why are they crying so much?
Yeah.
That's how we water the field, with tears.
It's with tears.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. From tears from the music and tears from the how bad the Pirates are.
Yes.
We would have a well-watered lawn.
From the music, the how bad the Pirates are,
That's
living
incredible.
out a lifetime dream. What else would make me cry? Really emotional TV shows.
Andrew McCutcheon walking through the building just giving you a nod.
Man, they showed a highlight from the Phillies game when we were at PNC Park. And it was just like an inning break to show you what's going on in the majors. And he hit a 3-run home run. And I just sat there and watched. And I was like, I miss you so much. You don't even know. I miss you. But at the same time, I felt this sense of, I was like, wow, I'm so glad to see you doing good.
Yeah.
I'm just so glad that you flourished and you.
Right.
I mean,
90% of them that have left have flourished.
Yeah, I mean, he was at his peak when he was here,
right.
But just to see that he's still out there doing, well, and I was like, man, I wish you so well. I love you so much. And then I snapped back into it. And I was like, great, this game. Actually, it was a good game that I went to. They won.
They're interesting this year. They remind me a lot of like early McCutcheon Walker days, where they got a couple of guys that don't know they're supposed to suck, that are really just putting in an effort.
Oh my God, man, I don't know what to do with Mitch Keller. I don't know what to do with him.
Yeah, he developed too fast, didn't he?
Too fast, too furious. Man.
And he also missed third.
Well, no. Key Brian Hayes missed first.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
That was another rookie that made a rookie mistake. Well, Keller's not a rookie, but that makes it even worse.
Yeah. Shit. Let's talk about these shoes.
Oh, these are my beaters. Had I known this was going to be a segment,
well,
I would have worn some fun things.
You and I are shoe people, so. But like these are not. I mean, they're beaters to you, but they're pretty expensive shoes to other people.
Yeah, they can be. I mean, they're canvas Converse, and they're just Chuck Taylor lows, but they have this line that is. They do a Chuck 70 is what they call it, I believe.
Okay.
And that has like a more robust midsole, like rubber portion, and they do a lot of fun things with them. That's where you see like a lot of like artist and brand collaborations, and this and that. And they have so much more support than regular Chucks. And I'm not usually a Chuck Taylor person. I was the Van punk.
Right.
So I was never the Chucks kind of dude, and then like I dipped my toes in the water once, maybe twice, and I was like, Okay.
Functional.
I can, yeah. These ones will do. And so yeah, these are my one and only pair.
Okay.
And yeah, I enjoy them, but I'm still Vans for life.
Okay.
So
what do you think you have more of, shoes or hats?
definitely shoes. 100%.
Really?
Yes.
By how much more? Like, give us numbers.
Leaps and bounds.
Give us digits.
At least 2 dozen.
You have 24 pairs of shoes.
I have more than 2 dozen pairs of shoes.
I'm trying to do math. You know I'm not a math guy.
The gap is probably about 2 dozen.
So you have 24 plus pairs of shoes.
I can see the look on your face. Like it's like the lady meme with like the mathematical thing.
Yeah.
Like in post, I hope you put that up there.
Yeah.
It's like, you just see your face doing like a whole bunch of weird like calculations. And
yeah.
It's like, I don't know how many that is.
So you have
24
pairs of shoes.
No, I have more than that, but
okay. Now I'm thinking.
That's not what this is about.
Well, hang on, because it is. Because we have the same addiction.
Yes.
Hats and shoes.
Yes.
And and clothes in general.
Yes.
But okay, so shoes.
Spending money in a very not
dumb way.
Well advised.
So
manner.
dumb.
Yeah.
So dumb.
It's really awful.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I bet I have 20 pairs of shoes.
Yeah, I mean they add up quick. You don't realize.
Do we count
but
my climbing shoes?
Yeah.
All right, 21.
Yeah, there you go. Blackjack. No, I mean they add up super quick and you don't really expect it. And then whenever I was putting them away, whenever we moved, I'm putting them above, and like I know that they take up a lot of room in my car whenever I'm moving them. Typically one trip from like old place to new place whenever I move has always been an entire carload full of shoes and shoe boxes.
Yep.
Because I'm an idiot and I keep the shoe boxes.
I don't think you're an idiot anymore.
Well, for some of them it's necessary, but for other ones it's like I don't really need that. I can just throw all of these Vans in a pile.
I moved a whole like large box full of electronics in their original boxes.
Oh God.
Yeah.
That is a nightmare.
I mean, they transported correctly.
Yeah, but oh God, that just makes me feel like I worked at Best Buy again.
I know. Well, so over 24 pairs of shoes, and actually, I think before we moved, I definitely had more than 24 pairs of shoes because I was not throwing any of them away because it was the pandemic, and I definitely added like 6 pairs of shoes over that time.
Yeah, see, that's the funny thing I did too. Like I added a lot of shoes, and I never left the house.
Right.
Did not leave the house,
right.
But I felt that it was necessary for me to buy these shoes. And it's like one day I will wear these.
Well, actually, I bought whatever these Air Max are. They're not 90s or anything cool. They're just like
cozy.
They're cozy. They're like Deke has street slippers.
Yeah.
And I always like the look at those, and these kind of reminded me of them. And I was like,
slippers.
I was like, okay, cool. But I bought 3 pairs of these in different colors, and I just wore them in the house and was very excited about it.
See, that's the thing that I am a big proponent for is where, like, if you like a shoe,
yeah,
or just anything in general, and it comes in multiple variations,
get them.
Buy them all. Buy all of them.
I love that.
Yeah, because then you'll get sick of one color, and it's like, you know what? I'm not a forest green person anymore. I think that I'm more of a burgundy person. So that's why.
Fuck up. That wasn't nice. That was a personal attack on my fucking color palette.
No, I'm just saying. No, I'm just saying that like So today I feel like a burgundy person.
Yeah.
And yesterday I had on green shorts. I feel like Steve Carell in the 4-Year-Old Virgin. It's like, and now I am going to paint your shorts blue.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's me.
So the moral of the story. Listen. Are you online shopping? Are you listening to this right now?
Are you online shopping and you're a virgin?
And you're a virgin. Do you have your cart full of shit?
Buy it.
Buy it.
Buy it all.
Buy it all.
Do it.
We give you permission.
Spend it.
Retail therapy is real therapy.
Your mom will never know.
My mom knows.
Yeah, my mom.
She feels it
yeah,
every time.
Sure.
Anytime I buy something expensive, she feels it.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, idiot.
Whenever I still lived at home and I actually had like my own like, dispensable income, I would bring stuff home, whether it be shoes or clothes or, this and that. And the first time that I'd wear them, if my mom was home, she'd like, oh, when did you get that? Is that new?
Yes.
I was like,
yes.
No, I've had these for like a few months.
That's a fucking lie.
Yeah, no, she knew every time, but I couldn't tell her that. Yeah, I was just, this is my 4th pair of shoes. This is my 19th pair of jeans that I've purchased. Why do I need that many pairs of jeans? And you know what the fucked up thing is?
What?
I went from being like this. I used to have tons. I was like, I need to have so many different pairs of jeans. I need these jeans for this. I need these ones. I need these ones because they have different holes in them. I need this pair because they look different and they fit really great. And I would just pick and pick and pick, and I would have a different pair for every day. And then I went through that whole denim phase where
denim phase
you wear
was
the
insane.
same fucking heavy pair of jeans that have the same consistency as cardboard. You wear those for 7 months straight through an entire hot, sweaty summer riding my bike. And I couldn't tell you how many farts and like how much like ass sweat I've put into those things. And you know what my solution was? Oh, I'll just throw them in a Ziploc bag and put them in the freezer overnight. That'll freshen them up. So I'm surprised I didn't get like a staph infection or any sort of, I don't know what you get from that. I don't know.
That's incredible.
Hep C, do you get that from like
crabs at least? Crabs
well,
at
no,
least.
like I wasn't like blowing, STDs into, or what are they?
I don't know.
Sexually transmitted
Disease.
No, there's something else
STD.
now.
No.
D is for disease.
Yeah.
But there's something else now. Sexually transmit STIs. They're Subarus now.
Oh no.
Yeah. They're STIs.
STI?
They're sexually transmitted infections, not diseases anymore.
Oh.
Yes.
I guess that is an important, like crabs can be cured.
Yeah. Or like
AIDS
the
can't.
DL is now the IL. It's not the disabled list anymore.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they changed it because disabilities and
yes.
So it was kind of, the terminology didn't quite fit for the time that we live in. Like the meaning has taken on different the word
context.
different context. Thank you.
Right.
So yeah, they changed it up to the injured list.
What is the brand that you have the most pairs of shoes of?
Vans, 100%.
So we were in the Vans store 2 days ago, and I kept picking them up, and I'm like, man, these are cool. Man, these are cool. Like, these would be really cool. And then I just think about how much my feet are gonna hurt wearing Vans.
Oh, no doubt. I can't wear them for, like, I can't go for a run or whatever, but casual walking, they're still fine. They're good.
Still not
that
great.
was still not good. That
It's
was
still not good.
I tried to
still not
give you
good. I
something
like
to sniff it.
the surprise element of it. Like if it's a surprise burp, it'll be better.
See, I can't be put on the spot. I'm gonna go home and I'm just going to just like fart and burp at the
Yeah.
same time, and it's
Yeah,
just going to be
manly
disgusting
shit.
and good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I did when I was mowing the grass, fart and burp.
Yeah,
I had a
exactly.
dip in.
Had
I
a-
didn't actually have a dip in. I
Had a
don't
cold brewski in the cup
I
holder
thought
on your
about it,
tractor.
though.
You should get a tractor. A riding tractor. You should get a riding tractor.
This hill,
John Deere.
like we need fucking Gravedigger to cut the grass.
17 horsepower. Get one, wrap chains around the tires.
That was do you know so like I once heard this thing that being an adult, the only difference between being an adult and a kid is that when you walk in the rain, your shoes don't get wet. Cause like you're a kid, you're just like walking through puddles and like you just don't give a shit. And then like
I don't think that I ever went through that. I was so much of a I was a little bitch. I was a little bitch. I was scared of everything whenever I was a kid, and I didn't want to jump in the puddles because I would get wet, and
Okay.
so I was very particular.
But the only difference between mowing the grass as an adult and mowing the grass as a kid is that you realize that it is a precision tool, not a machete.
Yes.
And you just don't run over everything. And like you kind of like, as I was mowing, I was like, why did my parents let me do this? Like this is borderline dangerous.
Yeah. Also, you kind of get like a badge of honor with, the grass stains that you get on your shoes. it's no longer like a bad thing. It's like, you know what? I put in some good hard work in those shoes. Look at that.
So
Look at how green those things are. I did that.
So I held up a pair of Air Monarchs
Yeah.
at DSW, and I was like, probably gonna have to buy these,
Yep.
like, just to get grass stains on them.
These are gonna stain well.
Yeah, these will stain great.
Can't wait to get these things green.
But I kept, so I got rid of a bunch of shoes in the move, but I kept, just because I just refused to get rid of them, a pair of Air Janowski 2s, which I love that shoe, but you can't find them anywhere now.
Mhm.
And so, but they have like a hole in them, and they're all fucked up. So I decided to keep those as my. I am the flyest fucking mower ever.
Dude, I hear you 100%. I still have shoes that I probably shouldn't keep.
Yeah.
I used this pair of Vans slip-ons for a doorstop at my place in Northside because the door. So there was like a door to the. Well, you've been there.
Yeah.
There was the door to the fire escape,
Right.
and it wouldn't stay open. So I would just jam a shoe in there,
Nice.
and that's how I would leave it open. So yeah, it worked really well, and it doesn't really retain the same shape that a shoe should have.
Odd.
Because
Jammed in a door.
Yeah.
You don't say.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I still wear them. Whatever. Because here's the thing: is like they were super.
Yeah, still wear them.
They were. I don't know why I did that because they were probably one of my favorite and most comfortable pairs of Vans that I had.
No.
And just because I had fucked them up, so like they were like dirty and this and that, and then one day I was like, I'm gonna clean these, and then I cleaned them, and I was like, wow, they actually got clean. And it's like, I wish I wouldn't have used this as a doorstop for a solid year.
Yep, understandable. Can we talk about hats for a second?
Yeah, we can talk about hats.
Okay. So my friend sent me a message. He was like, how efficient are you in New Era? And I'm like, pretty fucking efficient. Thank you for asking. And it was like, so I'll describe it to you. You know exactly what I'm talking about. But it was trucker hat, snapback, foam top, foam bill.
So it's a party hat.
Party hat for sure.
Yeah.
Is that the model name of it?
I have no idea. I'm just saying that just sounds like you need some sort of protection for whenever you fall. If it's all foam, yeah,
It's
you're
coming.
You're going down.
But it sent me into the New Era, like, because I found the hat immediately. It's still in rotation. They still use it on like cheap PacSun hats.
Yeah.
That are like screen printed on the front because you don't want to stitch anything.
Yeah.
Whatever. And so I found it like immediately, and I'm like, okay, cool. But I went into the New Era because he wanted a blank one. I went into the New Era archives in an attempt to fucking find a blank one.
Yeah.
And like just got down this fucking rabbit hole of like forgot even why it was there, and just like sifting through all the New Era and like, oh, I remember I had a hat like this. What's your favorite hat brand?
Probably New Era. As I get older, I find myself just being a traditional baseball cap kind of guy. I mean, I used to like, oh God, going back to like high school, whenever I was very much so into early 2000s hip hop, which I still am, but I was living it, you know. And throwback jerseys and throwback hats and, you know, throwback everything.
Mitchell and Ness.
Yes. And man, I couldn't tell you how many old hats I had from teams that I didn't give two fucks about. Like I had this White Sox hat, and it was burgundy, and it had, oh no, excuse me, it was whenever they had the red, white, and blue uniforms, and it said Sox across the front. It had, that was probably one of my favorite hats that I had. I had a Pirates one that it was black and it had like yellow piping like at all of the different panel points, and then it had their older Pirates logo that well, they do it now, but whenever they did like the full arcing Pirates across the yellow jerseys, those ones I remember from whenever I was a kid. Those were big ones. I also had this I don't know why I had this. I had a white Phillies hat. I had this like all white hat and it had like this little Phillies P. I was like, I don't even fuck with the Phillies. Like, why did I have that
all
hat?
had the all white hat at some point. Mine was Penn State.
And it just doesn't make any sense. I was like, that was such a bad look for me. Why
We
did
all
I do
had
that?
the all white hat. That's a sin that we can all take in together.
Yeah. And then I went through a phase where yeah, whenever you tell your mom it's not a phase,
Yeah.
it's definitely a phase. It's for sure a phase. I went through this part where I had to have like, it was only Pirates hats, and if I saw anybody wearing anything else, it would make me angry. There was probably a lot of shit that like I didn't address as a kid that I probably should have addressed, that I was getting like visibly angry at the fact that like if I saw somebody that wasn't wearing like a Pirates hat at a Pirate game, I'm like, what's wrong with you?
Okay, so if not a phase, I live that life right now.
Yeah, I always give people the side eye. It's like, I guess my like this is like, why are you wearing a Steelers jersey to a Pirates game kind of thing? It's like,
yes,
I don't really get
yes,
that.
I have to have that thing for that event.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have to have that thing for that event, and like have to have. So right now, I'm literally going through this battle in my head of So I only have one Bucks hat, Milwaukee Bucks hat.
Okay.
And I only have one jersey, one shirt, and a hoodie. That is not enough.
Well, I mean, it's a good thing you don't live in Milwaukee.
Well, yeah, obviously. If
Yeah.
I lived in Milwaukee, it would be a different story.
Oh, for sure.
But, like, all I have available to me is, like, NBA Shop.
Yeah.
Because, like, Fanatics and all that stuff, it's all the same now. And, like, a lot of the stuff that's on there, I'm just like, I don't like any of this. And then trying to find vintage Bucks stuff not in Milwaukee, borderline impossible.
Oh, yeah.
And just, like, going through this, like, impulse buy, like, hold back of buying Bucks stuff. And, like, a second jersey and another shirt and a shirt that doesn't have a person on it, like, all that.
It is all very, very expensive, wildly expensive when you start looking for things that are no longer available.
Yeah.
I tried that. I guess I'm going to circle back to answer your original question about favorite hat.
Mm-hmm.
2013 postseason hat.
Yes.
For the Pirates.
Yes.
Absolute favorite hat.
Yeah.
And I bought that, still have it, still
Yep.
wear it, and it is so gross. And the patch on the side, that was one, I mean, it represents a lot as,
Yep.
Like a baseball fan, Pirates fan. It's definitely like an important hat. So that one is probably the favorite one that I own. However, the one that I missed out on, and I did it out of spite because I was like, fuck that, I'm not buying this hat, was a 2014 postseason hat. That one was the last time that they put a stitched patch on the side. They went to a heat press, plastic one in 2015.
That's my Cubs World Series one is heat pressed.
Yeah, and
Yep.
when I bought that, I wore it maybe like twice, fold it back up, to put it back in the stack. And I think that it started peeling off, and I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. And then I immediately thought back to the 2014 hat. I was like, I need that. And couldn't find it anywhere. Still haven't found it. No idea where it's at. If anybody knows where 7 3/8 is in that hat, I will pay handsomely for it.
7 3/8.
7 3/8.
Actually, I don't think. Am I? Yeah. Same.
Yeah.
Actually, my Cubs hat, my World Series hat, is 7.5.
Damn.
Because I had short hair.
Yeah.
Because I was working at an agency and they made me keep my hair short.
That's a battle that I have too. Some of my hats, I bought them whenever I had like bushier hair.
Yep.
And I'm just like, man, this doesn't fit like I wanted to.
Yeah, but I'll be buried in that fucking Cubs hat, don't.
Yeah, I wish that I could be buried in a Pirates hat that said World Series champion, but
in a time you were living.
it's not gonna happen. They're gonna have to like exhume my body, and they're gonna have to like put it on me as a skeleton, like a fully decomposed skeleton, as opposed to like the fleshy one that.
But
I am
like
now.
they lower the hat down on your head very gently, and then like your bottom jaw just like drops into a smile. Like, yeah, all right, we're here. We did
that would
it.
be fantastic.
Yeah. I had somewhere to. Oh, my other impulse buy right now, and this is kind of an indictment on Nike. So Nike now, all the jerseys they have the City Edition,
For basketball.
and now baseball.
Oh, they do city ones for baseball.
Those are those Wrigleyville jerseys that are making the rounds right now.
I haven't seen those.
Oh, let me tell you what. They are dark blue with a light blue, no Cubs blue in it anywhere. And it says Wrigleyville across it. And I had one in my cart, but my hat side was sold out. And I'm like, well, I can't have one and the other.
You idiot.
I'm so dumb.
Shame.
Because guess what?
Shame on you.
Guess what came back into stock like 2 days later?
The hat.
The hat. And guess what's out of stock now?
The jersey.
But I bought the hat. Sorry, Mom.
Sorry.
Also, sorry to my wife.
Damn.
Yeah. How many hats do you think you have?
I not as many as I used to. I used to have like a ton of different hats. I was like, oh wow, I need same thing with like fucking jeans. Wow, I need 900 different color variations. And I need this pattern. I need every single camo that has ever been made. Swiss, German,
Mossy Oak, Real Tree.
Yeah,
let's go.
All. I don't know if that's like the Beaver County in me that's like, you got to have it all.
It's okay.
All of the camo.
It's
you need
okay.
it. Yeah. So I used to collect those, and I wear the same 3 hats. I wear this Dodgers hat. I have a Pirates hat that I wear, and then I have this like black Supreme hat that I wear that's Gore-Tex. So when that's whenever it's raining.
It's raining hat.
When it's raining, I wear that to shield my dome. And it still works. It's a few years old. It still works.
I think this is the hat I got at the beginning of the year for the Cubs because Majestic.
Yeah.
And these were all like $2. So,
man, I wish I would have grabbed more Majestic gear.
I know.
I already miss it.
I bought this and then I went to go back to get more and I was like, oh shit, they're gone.
What's gonna happen to Majestic? I feel like that's like if like Andy's Mints like parted ways with Olive Garden. It's like, who the fuck is buying Andy's Mints? Like who's buying Majestic gear? Like nobody is buying that.
Oh shit. What if Andy's Mints parted ways with Olive Garden?
Yeah, I did the math on that once. You know how many fucking mints they go through just to Olive Garden?
We already established I'm not a math guy.
I'm gonna break it down for you real
Please
quick.
do.
Okay, so on average, you have people that go there for dates and you have family events or like friends. Typically, you have people in parties of 2, parties of 4. Obviously, there's more. Sometimes there's sad people that go there by themselves. Me, sometimes I have. But your average is 3, we'll say. And so I took that, found out how many restaurants they had in the U.S., found out their hours of operation, how many customers they see per day, or like how many tables.
Yeah.
And then you have to take that and multiply it. I had a lot more time to go through this whenever, but like you do that and they buy a lot of mints. They go through a lot of Andy's mints. So I could imagine, like, if they didn't have that contract, it's like, what the fuck would they be doing? There's no way that you're just like people are going into Rite Aid and buying out the shelves of Andy's mints.
I don't even think you can buy them. I'm like, have I ever seen them on a shelf somewhere?
Yeah, they're out there, but they're in like these little tiny like rectangular packs, and like they're not, I mean, you can get bigger bags of them, but they're never, I just can't foresee a situation where they're like, wow, our profits are still holding steady even after that bitch Olive Garden stopped, serving us and, gave out Reese's cups or whatever.
We ate at a restaurant called Bulldogs, and we got it to go, and they just threw Dum-Dums in there. And I was like, oh my God, a Dum-Dum. Like,
Did you go to, it was in Morningside?
I don't know where it is, to be honest. Anastasia picked it up, but
interesting.
It was like, bar food. They had a decent Philly cheesesteak.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, the fucking Dum-Dums were just in the bag, and I was like, that's cool. Like, I like this.
Those are like bank lollipops. That's all Dum-Dums are to me. My mom worked in a bank whenever I was younger.
Bank lollipops are not Dum-Dums.
Oh, see.
Bank lollipops have the, they're the ring. and they're like super soft.
You went to a shitty bank.
Well, yeah, I went to fucking First National. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, well,
Or National City, that was what it was.
Well, there
National
you go.
City.
Are they still around?
No, PNC bought them.
Yeah. Well, the bank that my mom worked at isn't around either. They've changed like 4 times.
Oh, there you go.
So, yeah, but they had really great lollipops, or at least I thought they were really great. And I was the gross motherfucker that would get the butterscotch one.
I don't think that's gross.
Nobody else would eat those ones. And I remember that my sister would be upset because the butterscotch ones had such a pungent smell.
Yeah.
They were the only ones that, like, when you're eating it, you let people know that you're eating it. It's like, you know, when you eat garlic and that shit is
SpongeBob
like
the garlic
yeah,
meme.
yeah, exactly.
Where it's like garlic
exactly.
and it comes
It's
out
like
of his mouth.
butterscotch.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just that. And I mean, they're delicious and I still eat them. And every time that I grab one, I feel the person working at the bank judging me. And they're like, nobody buys those. Nobody takes those ones. Everybody takes like the cherry or like whatever your boring ass fruit is.
Is that the weirdest like fake flavor that you like is butterscotch?
I like fake grape. I think that fake watermelon is the biggest lie that there is in candy. I think watermelon flavor anything is an absolute just bold-faced lie. Like
okay.
Watermelon does not taste like that. Watermelon doesn't taste really much like anything. Like it has like a little bit of taste. Like watermelon is the LaCroix of fruit. It is the way that I look at it.
That's offensive to watermelon.
Well, yeah, it's good, like it's refreshing, but it just doesn't really have like a lot of like flavor to it.
I'm like trying to tell you why you're wrong, but I also can't like
you can't
describe
argue
the taste of watermelon.
I feel like I'm the guy at the table meme, and it's like, tell me, or like whatever.
Change my mind. Yeah,
change my mind. Watermelon has no taste. Change my mind. Yeah.
Oh my god.
But then I also have like very specific ones where it's like, I hate banana flavored anything. Except banana runts.
Yeah, well,
banana
that's the
runts
exception
are
to prove the rule.
exception to the rule, and that's it. And they don't even taste like banana. I don't know what the fuck they taste like. They just taste good. Yeah,
sugar.
they just taste like banana runts. And then because I just really am a glutton for punishment, I really like to just like make myself feel awful. I would say probably like once an Olympic turn, maybe like once every 4 years, I'll get this like weird
summer or winter.
Yeah, I mean it really depends. Sometimes it can be like summer and then I'll get it again like the following winter one. So
sure. Okay.
I
So
never,
2 year. All right. Whatever.
Every 2 to 4
anyway,
years.
what
like,
the fuck is it?
Circus peanuts. Here's the thing. Just wait. Here's what I'll do. I'll go into the store. I'm like, man, I want a circus peanut, and I very much so literally mean a circus peanut. Thankfully,
A peanut.
They are $1 because I already know what I'm getting myself into. I'm like, I want a circus peanut. Like, I do like the texture of them, but then I go to eat the circus peanut, and I paid for a bag of however many you get in there, 20, 30, because nobody fucking likes them. They can make them all day and jam the bags full. And I go to eat it, and I take that first bite that may be like a quarter of that one circus peanut. Immediately regret it.
Oh my god.
Immediately regret it. Throw away the rest of the peanuts. I just like toss them in the garbage like, this is disgusting. Why did I do that? And I do it to myself continuously.
For every 4 years.
Every 2 to 4 years.
That's incredible.
Yeah. I'm probably due for one.
Is there anything you wanted to discuss today?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What?
So because we're kind of past the point where it's getting nice.
Yeah. It is
we've
nice.
We've settled into that.
Yeah.
Yes, it is nice currently.
Second winter is not coming back.
No.
We're past
That's
it.
typically in May.
Yes.
Or it's usually like opening day for the Pirates.
Yes. Whatever opening day is, it will be fucking freezing.
I've been to more snowing opening days for baseball than I have non-snowing days.
Yeah.
And that is weird.
Mm-hmm.
That's a whole nother tangent. But when it gets nice, there's that first nice day. Everybody has that first nice day where they decide, you know what? My car is done smelling like cheese sticks and farts that I've been storing in here for the entire winter.
Yeah.
I'm going to put these windows down and I'm going
Yes.
to air this bitch out.
Yes.
You put the windows down,
And
as a pop punk kid,
yeah.
pop punk,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
as one of those, there's only one album that you put on. What?
Okay, go ahead. Finish your thought.
Okay, go ahead.
No, go.
No, you.
I don't. Finish the bit, Greg.
Okay, God. There's one album that you put on, and it's Cartel Chroma.
So
that is the sound of weather breaking and the windows being put down, specifically Lucky Street.
okay.
Specifically Lucky Street. And I am now well out of my angsty years, but I do that every single year. There is one day that I decide I'm just like hardlined on. I'm like, this is it. This is the day. All the windows go down. And then it used to be push the CD in,
Right.
but now it's scroll to find and it plays.
You fucked up. You went scroll like it was an iPod, not scroll.
God, I'm old.
Nerd.
Fucking nerd.
So AGD fans are racking their brains right now going like, where the fuck did I hear that for? That is because his former roommate, Brian Howe, would have said that album was underrated.
It is. It very much so is.
Yes.
And I'm glad that Brian agrees with that.
Mm-hmm.
But also I'm really sad if Sykes, Brian, whatever anybody knows him by, if he's listening right now, Brian, if you're listening right now, I'm really sad that we never listened to that together in the house. Because that would have been great.
That would have been great.
It would have.
That is sad. I think mine changes with the years.
Okay.
I think for about what is 5 years considered? Half a decade. It was Rise or Die Trying.
That is a good choice. That is a really good choice.
And then after that, Life's Not Out to Get You, Neck Deep would be another one that I would have dug into. Before that, though, like when you're a teenager, because that's where that ritual begins.
Yes.
And that's probably why the pick of the album for you.
Yes.
My teenage version of it is probably not that it did like it. Make Yourself by Incubus is the correct answer every time for me. I know that's not pop punk, but
that makes sense. So I can see that being like summer's about to start, like shit's about to get real kind of.
Yeah, because Nowhere Fast or Privilege, I can't ever remember which one's first, is like now, and then it kicks hard on the guitar, and that's like it's over.
See, I'm never like that's the thing. I was like, I can never tell you the name of the song. I can never, especially once you get into like emo music and shit like that. And like whenever Under Oath was like, yeah, let's just name these songs, or like them, or like Chiodos or whatever, like any of those bands are like, yeah, let's just name these songs something really fucking weird. It's like, hey, Danny ate the popsicle and I told him not to eat the popsicle. The waffles are done. Cue breakdown. Yeah, it's just like
Cue breakdown is in parentheses.
Yeah, none of that shit makes sense.
Yeah,
none of it. No. Yeah, I kind of miss that. But also at the same time, that's why I never remember anything about, albums.
Yeah.
But that is the one that it washes away the winter blues and it makes me feel alive for however long that album goes on.
Yeah. I think right now the song is Voldemort for me. I can't even remember what the name of the band is. I just know that the name is Voldemort. And there's definitely, like, if you've been following my Instagram stories, like, you've heard that fucking song. It's like I remember the first night that she said, na 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 na.
That sounds very Starting Line-ish.
It is. It's Starting Line. Like, it is pop punk through and through, but it's fucking brilliant. Like, it is perfectly written pop punk.
I trust you.
And
I'm going to investigate that further.
Okay, and none of the rest of their music sounds like that. Which is the worst.
That I hate whenever bands do that.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, you have a really good thing with X sound.
Yep.
And then They just completely. You know what kind of like this is the part that would piss me off. So Armor for Sleep. They are the best 10-second band I've ever heard in my life.
Oh,
because
pontificate upon this.
Their songs start out so well. They can start their songs in such a powerful manner. Of course, this is speaking in the lanes of like emo, pop punk kind of stuff, like whatever. So I don't want anybody to be like, oh my God, he thinks that's the best band. No, it's just, speaking on them in a vacuum. But their songs, they always kick so hard whenever they come in. Like whenever they start, I'm like, yeah, this is really great. And then the dude starts to sing, and then it goes into like this like more mundane kind of guitar. Yeah, I'm just like, why would you do that? Why would you get me hyped up? Why would you like I'm ready to go, and now you're talking about just driving into, you're in a car underwater or whatever the analogy was.
Yeah, it's always a car underwater.
Yeah. I'm sad.
Did you have anything else you want to talk about? I have one last thing after we've exhausted any of your
I have
things you wanted to complain about.
Oh,
no.
Oh boy.
I didn't mean to send you down a rabbit hole.
Oh boy, is this gonna be a 4-part episode?
Yeah, it could be. I mean, it's already been an hour.
I'm getting up there, mate. I got a lot of shit to complain about. Hell yeah. Oh, kind of real quick, just to get back onto, like you said, your current favorite song. So I'm gonna take a hard right.
Okay.
Right out of the pop punk lane, and I'm going to e-break it into mainstream hip hop.
So you Tokyo drift it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Like down the entire fucking like spiral parking garage downtown. And Seeing Green.
Okay.
Nicki Minaj.
Can never go
Lil
wrong.
Wayne and Drake. I do not care for Lil Wayne whatsoever. Nicki's very talented.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like everybody likes Drake.
Everybody likes Drake.
You can,
Shut
like,
the fuck
even,
up.
Yeah, even if they say they don't, you're lying. We know you listen to it by yourself. I've cried to that many a times. I mean, he's like the emo hip hop, or like before it even started, like he was the originator, and now you actually have like emo hip hop and shit like that. But anyways, yeah, that song of 2021, hands down.
Okay.
Guaranteed.
Is it better than truffle butter?
It slaps, as the kids would say.
But truffle butter.
Listen, this song. I'm gonna let you listen to this.
Well, so we're doing. Every guest on AGD gets to pick a song for a guest version of AGD Radio, so that can be yours.
Oh, I don't want to throw like way out of left field. Yeah, that would just be like.
I don't think you understand. Like Brian started it off with like some death metal, like German group.
Okay.
So like literally the spectrum is blown wide open.
Okay, then I'm gonna we'll go with that. I'm telling you, this was the first time that I felt invigorated by hip hop. Like recent hip hop. I was like, whoa, this is fucking good. The beat's solid, and it's just like it's more of a mixtape, the album that she has. And it has more of like a early 2000s sound, which me, whenever I was really into hats and like long t-shirts,
white hats,
like the whole 9 yards. So it is a phenomenal song, and the rest of the mixtape is really good, really nostalgic. I would definitely give it a listen. I don't know that me personally, I can just really bang that out on Penn Ave whenever. I mean, there's a lot of like female forward lyrics, which is good. Like, rap about that, please. Like take, hold power to that. But I just don't want to, I can't really like sing along to. I can't actively.
I understand.
Yeah.
Participate.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because it's just I can't live that. I can't live that life. But yeah, the last thing that I wanted to talk to you about. Is. Because I'm just gonna I just want to get nostalgic. That's all it is.
Okay.
See, I don't want to like be mad just yet.
Okay.
This is more of like a nostalgia
All
episode.
right.
I think. All right. We talked about baseball.
Yeah.
And shoes. And hats.
When we were friends.
And fuck you.
Okay. What's your nostalgia thing?
So there's a couple shows. What is your most memorable show that you've ever gone to see? What just made
concert.
you?
I was like, Rugrats? I don't
Yeah, sure. Rocco's Modern Life.
Yeah.
Hey Arnold, maybe. No, what concert have you gone to? I've always just called them shows.
Sure.
It's
No,
like
yeah.
Everybody had.
I just
their
wasn't sure
thing.
where we were going.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the one that made you, that just gave you all the feels, put you in your feeling, whatever you want to say? Like, what had you just emotionally drained afterwards?
Oh, emotionally drained after?
Yes.
Ugh. So, we talked about this on It's a Sad One. The episode that is still our best episode ever as far as numbers go.
Until now.
Until this one.
It's like this is gonna.
So I think I don't know, that's really fucking hard because I think there were definitely some shows I saw that were like really meaningful to me, and there were shows that like whatever, and I think I don't know, it's so hard because there's like amazing shows where like 4 Year Strongs and Newfound Glory were on the same bill, like fucking it's over, right? Like that would have been like emotionally, like I felt like I gave everything to that fucking show. I had shows where I made really great friendships out of them and that kind of stuff. But I guess any show that has just been my brother and I, and there's 2 bands in particular. It's Bayside or 4 Year Strong.
That's very important. Yes, absolutely.
It's one or the other, and I mean, the Bayside acoustic show where I screamed, "Watch out, this is a sad one," and Anthony stopped the fucking set and was like, "That's very funny." And then like I also. He's like, yeah, you know, how many people have this record? And everybody screamed, right? And it was like Cult or something. And he's like, well, I guess none of you actually own it anymore, right? And because he's, you know, talking about downloads or whatever.
Yeah.
So then he played one off of Killing Time, and I yelled, I actually own this one. And then they laughed again. So I have 2 like really big pops at the
That's
show.
Good.
So that one was a really good show though. Like, my brother had just broken up with this girl, and like Don't Call Me Peanut came on, and like it was fucking all over after that.
Yeah.
There's also, I think, probably the first 4 Year Strong show we saw after my dad died was at Alder Bar. Rest in peace.
It's back to being holy now. But the McDonald's is gone. They tore the fucking McDonald's down.
I know. It's so like
we don't have to go there. We'll say
it's so good. One. Batman selling my brother drugs in the bathroom at a Halloween show, or trying to sell my brother drugs at a bathroom at a Halloween show.
I feel like if you were at Altar Bar and somebody didn't offer you drugs, were you ever really?
Were you even at the Altar Bar?
At Altar Bar?
Okay, so I'm gonna go first 4 Year Strong show. After my dad died, it's Enemy of the World tour. And One Step at a Time. When they played that, my brother and I just fucking cried and held each other.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow. That is a good one.
That's probably it.
That is really good. And that's what I was looking for. Yeah. I feel that. So mine,
yeah.
I have 2 of them. They're easy though.
Okay.
So one of them is actually with my sister. And so when her and I were growing up, we would, before the internet was such a robust thing, we would watch music videos on Music Choice.
Always.
On demand music videos.
Always. The best.
And we were so captivated by the Starting Line. And they had a few music videos out, and she was in love with Kenny. She thought he was the cutest thing. And I just really loved their sound. It was so good. And we just bonded over that. And so we listened to their first album nonstop, and we would always, you know, like if her and I were driving somewhere in the car, because we were close enough in age to where you know, we would hang out and do stuff. So we would go for rides and listen to that album. Fast forward, you know, 10 years later, they're doing a 10-year tour. Whenever 10-year tours were like real big, so they were doing a 10-year tour for Say It Like You Mean It. And my sister told me that they were doing it at the Electric Factory in Philly, which is, they're from Philly. And I was like, we have to go. We have to go. Middle of January, had to go. I drove across state in winter, and her and I went there. And the Electric Factory is huge. It's bigger than Smalls, but it's Philly's Smalls.
Yeah.
Philly's larger, so
Right,
like
right.
for
Makes sense.
scaled, it's like a scaled up Mr. Smalls. And so Kenny comes out on stage and he reads this article that was written about that album, and it just trashed that album. It trashed it. It said how awful it was. It wasn't going to be that great. It was going to fall flat. It was this, it was that. And he ripped that paper up and he was like, fuck you. And they played from track 1 to the end of the album. They played it through, and in between each song he would stop and talk about like, you know, where they were at and like doing this and doing that. And they said, you know, towards the end they were like, you know, this is crazy how far we've come, and like, you know, where we're at now, and you know, we're here with family and friends and, you know, children, you know, our kids are here, and having it be like this family environment and such like a positive, you know, everybody was singing and this and that, and like my sister like up in the balcony, like stage left, and yeah, it was just like,
that's cool.
It was tears. It was
cool.
really, really cool. And then the other one got to see the National play. It was actually like an art installation. It was at MoMA PSA or PS2 PS. I don't know, whatever it is. Offsite MoMA. It was somewhere in New York. They played Sorrow for 6 hours, and I watched them play Sorrow for 6 hours.
Oh my God.
And that was the most emotionally draining thing I've ever experienced in my life. I stood there and watched it for 6 hours. I watched them play the entire song. I watched them take breaks, and I watched them play it without the lead guitar. I watched them play it without the drums. I watched them play it instrumental.
What?
And because they had to, like, you know,
yeah, you
dude,
gotta
like,
take
the
breaks.
drummer's
and
just
shit.
playing the same line. The dude's playing the same like bass line, same guitar, and it was insane just to see like the stamina that was needed and the endurance that was needed.
It turns into a sport.
It was insane. And then like towards the end, like you could see, you know, them getting really emotional, and everybody around was getting really emotional, and they brought out like snacks, like fruit and stuff like that, and like wine, and they shared that
That's really
with
cool.
us, and it was insane. And then he's crying, like he's like sobbing while he's singing it, like the last like 1 or 2 times, and it was just like, and then when he was sobbing, he couldn't sing it, so then everybody else picked up and sang for him. Man, it was so strange because it felt like I was in there for a whole day, but it felt like I was in there for 10 minutes. Weirdest thing ever. I've never experienced
really
like
cool.
flat circle time like that.
Yeah.
It was insane.
So I have 2 more that you made me think of. The first like camping trip my wife and I went on, we, you know, went to the Smokies for 4 days and were camping without electricity or running water, all that kind of stuff. And then just really just like, it was the first time we had done it. We went through the road trip, ended up being all the way down to fucking Great Smoky Mountains, up to Kentucky, up to the Indiana Dunes.
Wow.
And like, it was a full week of camping when we'd only ever done overnight camping on bicycles before. So like this was,
you guys jumped right in.
We went full feet. And the end of the trip was to see Whitney at Mellon Park in Chicago. And we had like an Airbnb or whatever. And Whitney at the time, like they made this little album. Nobody fucking knew about it. And then something happened, and nobody really, I think, can point to like one thing or another that like boosted them into like the stratosphere of like the new hot band.
Mm-hmm.
But in between time from that show, and it's free at Millennium Park. It was part of the summer concert series, which Chicago just gets local acts to play because it's like, you know, fun, go hang out in the park.
Yeah, when you're Chicago, you have a plethora of talent to choose from.
Right, plethora of talent, but like this would have been the equivalent, the way when they walked on stage, it would have been the equivalent to Fall Out Boy walking onto that stage in Chicago right after From Under the Cork Tree.
Oh my God.
the roar from the crowd. Like, we had sat up front because it was, and you could sit anywhere. And I'm like, we can sit in these seats, like, literally at the stage. And they're like, yeah, we don't care. So we're like, okay.
Okay.
So
yeah.
we sat literally front row, and, you know, we see them coming on stage, and, like, they're kind of, like, walking out, and they got their heads down. Like, they're just kind of like, you know, oh, okay, we're going to play the show. Nobody's here. And this roar, like, I have never fucking heard, comes, and I stand up and turn around, and it is filled past the lawn onto the street. Like, there's people up in apartment buildings. Like, the place was beyond packed for them. And, like, Max, the drummer, like, picked his head up and looked and was like, holy shit. You saw him, like, go, holy shit. And, like, that was such a cool moment, and that band meant a lot to us and still does mean a lot to us, that we've kind of, like, turned them into our Grateful Dead, where we go see them in a bunch of different cities. And
that's awesome.
That was the first time we'd gotten to see them after listening to them for about a year and a half. And, like, I cried a lot in that show,
man,
because that album's all about, like, a breakup and stuff, and it just was, like, this really intimate moment between the two of us.
I didn't know that was the first time you got to see them.
Yeah, it was in Chicago.
Wow. I'm so happy for you
awesome.
getting to see that. That's awesome.
And then, like, 2 years later, when Forever Turns Around came out, we just happened to be in Chicago, and they were doing a CD first listen party.
Yeah.
Like 2 blocks from our Airbnb.
Can't beat that.
No. So we just, like, we went.
It was meant to be.
Just, like, listening to them, like, just standing next to speakers playing their album. We're like, this is fucking insane.
Yeah.
The other, even though I wasn't there, the last show Linkin Park did after Chester died.
Oh, man. You want to talk about, I was not a Linkin Park fan at all whatsoever, but I can definitely understand the gravity of that situation. And I could not even fathom how they put themselves together to even play a single note or chord.
Yeah.
Anything.
But it's all online. It's all on YouTube. And a bunch of different celebrities come to play with and, like, sing his parts, and they change some of the songs to fit, you know, different artists. And I mean, it's this really beautiful thing. And then in the end is the last song they play. And they just put the mic stand at the front of the stage, facing the crowd with a spotlight on it. And when his parts came, the crowd just sang them.
Oh my God.
I'm tearing up
again,
right now.
Like, I'm not a Linkin Park fan, but, like, that gives me goosebumps. Like, shit like that. Like, that is.
If you're having a bad day and you want to just feel something,
yeah,
that's how you fucking feel something. Watch that video.
You want to know how to feel? Well, all right.
Go for it.
I got one more concert story.
Yeah.
Because I didn't realize how many concerts I'd gone to.
Yeah.
And how much they really, like,
yeah,
were memories that I held on to. There was a show that I went to, it was 4 Year Strong. I saw them at First Unitarian Church in Philadelphia. Literally a church basement. It is Bingo Hall Central.
Yeah.
I also saw Copeland there.
Nice.
Which they are probably one of my favorite bands. I have never cried more to a band than I have to them. And wow, they're really good. But that's not what this is about. That's another time.
Okay.
So 4 Year Strong.
Yeah.
They're there. And they're just getting into the throes of their set. Like,
Okay.
they may have played 1 or 2 songs prior. Somebody pulled the fire alarm and sprayed the fire extinguisher, and they had to evacuate the place, and they couldn't let us back in there. So what they did, they told everybody, they were like, don't leave. We're going to get our stuff. They played the rest of their set acoustic in the park across the street.
That's cool.
It was insane. It was absolutely insane, because everybody that stayed for that and went to that, like, they were the most passionate fans, and, like,
yeah.
it was insane. I can't even explain it any better than that, other than it had this feeling of family.
Yes.
With people that I don't even know.
Yep.
I don't even remember who I went to that with.
There's only good bands can do that.
Yeah. It was absolutely insane.
And that's why They're on the fridge in the studio
Yes.
because they're good dudes. And we paid for a meet and greet. Or Jeremiah paid for a meet and greet the one year. And
Didn't we see them at...
yeah, we saw them together.
We saw them at...
Rex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
It was that same show.
Man.
Was the meet and greet show.
Mhm.
And remember Jeremiah got on stage.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man. Wow.
It was
I
cool.
miss them so much. I
Yeah.
miss them.
All right. Let's close out the show.
Okay.
We are all aware that the Bearstein Bears trip happened, and some of us made it into the other universe, and some of us didn't.
Okay.
Okay. You know what didn't make it into our current universe?
What?
Double stuffed Oreos. Tell the people. Explain. Explain your...
The ones that exist now are not the real fucking thing. I will put that on everything, on my life. The double stuffed Oreos now, something happened whenever they ran the experiment in 2013 where the particle collider shifted all the shit and everything. We're on the wrong timeline and everything. Yeah. Fuck the Berenstein Bears. I don't care about that. I don't care about any of the other things that have to do with that. I don't care about the Pikachu looking different. I don't care about whatever else.
Yeah.
The double stuffed Oreo is just the single stuffed Oreo. The
single stuffed Oreo
single
is the
stuffed
thin.
Oreo is the thin. The thin is a bag of things that you throw away. And once you get to the, I can't remember if it's the mega stuffed or it's the mega stuff.
Yeah.
That
was the double stuff.
Was the double stuff.
Yes.
And then as much as I love Oreos, and I've eaten a lot of packs of Oreos.
Yeah.
You've seen this.
Yeah.
The over stuff is just
too much.
It's too much.
Too much.
It's too much for me. The ratio is just completely fucked.
I agree.
I can't. But yeah, I will stand by that for the duration of my time on this planet, that the double stuffed Oreo is just the single Oreo, and all they did was rebrand it all and cheaped out on it, and now we're eating regular Oreos as if they're double stuffed, and they don't think that we know, but I fucking know.
All right, Greg Scelp, thank you so much for coming to A Great Depression.
Thank you for having me.
It's been too long since we've hung out, and that is by far the longest A Great Depression episode.
We got a lot of depression to talk about.
We do. Awesome.
I'm gonna come over and water your plants.
Good. Please do.
I will.
All right. Remember, we are now in your brains.
What he said.
Decide I miss the woo. Woo, what's it? Hasn't all you been